Sehr geehrte Frau Ministerin Giffey,
Minister Giffey, Senator Geiser, Mr. Marx, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, let me just say something. You had expected Mr. Assmann to come and speak to you today, but I'm afraid he had an accident yesterday and is unable to be here today, so I will be speaking to you in his place. The German Agency for International Cooperation and the German Congress on Crime Prevention have worked together for many years. Since 2013, the GIZ has taken part in the German Congress on Crime Prevention and is a regular partner at the International Forum. As a national organizer and service provider, or organization rather, and service provider of international cooperation for sustainable development, we have been working with the mandate of the German government to improve conditions of living of our partner countries. A peaceful, non-violent coexistence is a prerequisite and a target in one. Agenda 2030 gives us guidelines. It represents the convictions of the international community that we need to tackle global challenges together. Principles of the agenda like freedom from violence, safe conditions to live in, and human rights are issues that play an important role at the German Congress on Crime Prevention too. Cooperation between institutions like the German Congress on Crime Prevention and the GIZ increasingly play an important role in today's world. This becomes particularly clear if we look at some of the complex challenges such as radicalization, political extremism, people turning their backs on democratic values, and the rise in authoritarian models of government. They represent global phenomenon that touch on all of us, it seems. I've brought along two pictures from working contexts of the GIZ that show you how closely linked the issues that both of us deal with, the DPT, the German Congress on Crime Prevention, and the GIZ. So this first photo was taken during the Arabic Spring in Tunisia, and it shows quite impressively how intensely the population were calling for democracy and going on the streets to try and make it happen. But at the same time, it leaves behind a sense of unease, because in many other countries of the region, expectations and the wish for change were not fulfilled, but rather turned into violence, civil war, and terrorism. In these political, sensitive transition phases, the GIZ supports the establishment of democratic structures based on the rule of law. The second photo shows a neighborhood in the inner city of Johannesburg in South Africa. We see kids, young people, and grown-ups using a sports field in a park. Even if it seems a bit dilapidated here, this park, it's a safe place to spend recreation time, exchange thoughts, and foster integration. So we're discussing issues here that we need to discuss in a German context too. How can neighborhoods be strengthened in their role, municipal governments be strengthened in their roles to create safer and more integrated neighborhoods and be places where democracy and coexistence really live? Our experience has shown that in an increasingly fragile and unstable world, strengthening state framework conditions are important, but we need to go beyond that and look at how we can foster social cohesion generally. So what sort of social contract does the state need in order to ensure that we can coexist in a peaceful manner? In international cooperation, we have seen that a dialogue of different voices in society is important. Civic society, education, representatives of different religions and minorities. And for this reason, the DPT is an important platform for us because it brings together experts from various different fields of prevention work and gives them a place to exchange ideas. For us as an institution of German international cooperation, it is really enriching to take part and to learn with you. For us, it's important to know what is being done and what the situation is in the area of prevention of violence in Germany as a society, what we're discussing. At the same time, we also want to pass on some of the findings that come up here at the German Congress on Crime Prevention to our partner countries, which is why we were pleased that we were able to have an international conference entitled Prevention of Violence and Extremism with the DPT Institute for Applied Prevention Research. And I'm particularly pleased to tell you that from this year, once again, we are a permanent partner of the German Congress on Crime Prevention. We have a stand here. We are contributing to the forums. And once again, we want to enter into a talk with you. We want to exchange thoughts and ideas and best practice with you. So that will conclude my remarks here. I'd like to thank you and wish us 2 inspiring days.